What's up, world? It's your boy Double O coming at you live from Atlanta, Georgia. Hope everybody's doing well. We're having a great night thus far. Hope you're having a great week as well. It is day number 86 in this 90-day series. And we're moving right along, getting closer and closer to that 90-day goal that we set a couple months ago. So, thank you all who have tuned in thus far for most or all of the videos. Those of you who are just tuning in for the first time, thank you very much for tuning in tonight or whatever is daytime or wherever you are. Thank you for tuning in. So tonight I'm going to talk a little bit about 401ks and taxes and things of that nature. Now, just to put this out as a disclaimer, before you make any adjustments or do anything to your 401k or invest in the 401k or make any adjustments on your withholdings or anything of that nature, please consult a professional tax person. I'm going to give you some of the things that I've learned over the years, and hopefully you'll be able to take those and develop questions that you can take and ask your tax professional or your human resources department that can help you further take advantage of your situation. So, how many of you get large tax returns at the end of the year? How many of you think that's a great thing? Raise your hand. That is not. If you are getting more than, let's say, $100 to $500 back on your taxes every year, it means that you are mismanaging your withholdings. And what I mean by that is, when you get a large tax return back, that means you are putting in more taxes than you are liable for or that you are responsible for. That means your withholdings aren't high enough. Because what that means is the money that you could be bringing home, you're giving to the government to hold for you for a year. You're not earning any interest on that. You're not able to invest that money in any kind of way. It's just being held by the government. They're investing it and taking advantage of the profits and the interest that they receive from that. Now, I know that some of you out there may disagree with this, but go ask your tax professional if you don't believe me, that you can figure out and adjust at any point during the year your withholding. Go to your HR person tomorrow and ask them, can I fill out another W-4 and adjust my withholdings? They'll tell you, yes, here, fill this out, sign it, give it back to me. Now, you have to be careful when you're doing that because you don't want to pay too little in. You want to pay just enough where at the end of the year, when you file your taxes, you don't owe them anything and they owe you very little, or vice versa. It's very, very important. Really, owing the government $100 on taxes at the end of the year is not a bad thing. You just write them a check, say, here it is, because you've taken that $2,000 or $3,000 or $5,000 that you're going to get back, that you're going to go spend on in a lump sum. Most of us go blow that money as soon as we get it on something. You could be investing that money or saving that money over the year and putting it in towards an investment of your own, saving your 10% of your income and putting it towards something. Now, enough on that. So go ask a tax professional. Go ask your tax professional how to minimize the amount of money that's being taken out of your check each week for taxes or each 2 weeks for taxes, and how you can take that money and invest it as well. So, those are assignments for you. Go check that out. Now, 401ks. There are a lot of arguments out there about whether a 401k is good or bad. For most of us, a 401k in the beginning of our careers is a good thing because it allows you to develop discipline and develop your knowledge of how to invest. What a 401k is basically is a retirement fund. It's taking the place of pension plans in a sense. 401ks have been around now for about 32 to 35 years. And they basically took the place of a pension plan, as I said. What happens is your company asks you if you want to participate in a 401k plan. And it's really up to you. No one can make you or force you to participate. You participate on your own. You tell them you want to take a percentage of your gross income and invest it prior to you getting that money. Actually, not invest it, but they take it and give it to a fund manager who takes that money. It's government regulated, and there are lots of regulations around that. And, you shouldn't have anything to worry about. The government backs it. Now, I say that with quotes around it because, we've had a government shutdown this year. So, that says a lot about, that. Anyhow, I'm not here to get into politics. What I want you to understand is that your money is yours to do what you will. And the best way to handle it is educate yourself. Understand what a 401k is. So now you can reduce your tax liability as well by having that money come out pre-taxed. You see, that means if you take money out pre-tax, you have the ability to increase your take-home income. You see, that's very important. You have to think about that. If your company matches a certain amount of your money that you put into your 401k, that's very, very important as well. But you also have to understand that a 401k is being invested into the stock market. And as the stock market ebbs and flows, so does 401ks. They ebb and flows. So if you put in a certain amount of money and you hope that it grows exponentially, but at the same time, you have to go in and make adjustments where they're needed. You can take risky stocks, or you can take stocks that are not so risky. And the return on those not so risky stocks is a little bit less than the return on the ones that are have a higher risk. But you want to balance that out, so to speak. If you're early in your career, you can take a little bit more risk and invest a little bit more risky than someone who is, say middle age or nearing retirement. Now, you will have to pay money on those funds that you put into your 401k, but not until you take them out. Some of those, and your company and your HR person can best advise you on how that works. The other thing that is an advantage of a 401k, if you work for a company that will match your contribution to your 401k plan. And what that means is if you put in, let's say, $500, your company per pay period, or 10% of your income, say your company matches that amount up to a certain amount. So even if they only match 50% of your contribution, that's free money that they're giving you. And that money belongs to you after a certain period of time. You'll hear them talk about being vested. Now, the vested period is the period of time or that between your first day of employment, and most times it's 2, maybe 3 years that before you become vested in your 401k plan. And what that means is all the money that your company has contributed up to that point becomes yours. So up to 3 years, a lot of times what they'll do is say, we're going to match you up to this period, but if you take your money out, then we taking our money back as well. You see what I mean? So check that vested period because, those are very important time constraints that you should be aware of. The other thing that's very important to know is once you become vested in that money and they've matched you up to a certain point, then you want to start looking at other ways to diversify your investment. See where you can put that money. Because now, let's say if you put in $5,000 and your company matched it 100%, that means you have $10,000 after 3 years. That or over. Actually, if you put in $5,000 per year and your company matches you $5,000 per year, or up to a certain percentage, let's just say they matched you 50% of that. That's $7,500 that you have at the end of the year if you have not earned a return on your investment. So $7,500, and then you do that for 3 years straight, you're at $23,000 very quickly, and it's not all your money. Some of it, $7,500 of that is money that you got from somewhere else. So it's very important that you understand that that's free money. Take advantage of it. Take advantage of it. Do not let it take advantage of you. You see, many times, we blame other people when we lose money or things happen bad to us. But really, it's because we have failed to educate ourselves. We've gotten lazy in managing our money. And, your 401k is something that you have to be active in. It's not something that you can just put there and forget about it. That's not the way you handle those type things. It's your money. You want to monitor it on a monthly basis. If you want to go in and move things around, some companies offer an interactive tool where you can log in and move money around and change the where you have money put aside. But it's very important that you understand that you need to be careful about moving money around, and then and where you put your money. So again, consult someone who is very wise in investing. Talk to a money manager about 401ks. Talk to your HR department. Some of them have referrals that they can refer you to, or they can refer you to the actual manager or the company that's going to manage the 401k fund for the company. Speak to them. Don't be afraid to ask them questions. It's your money, so find out where it's going and what is being done with it. Again, you want to have goals. Don't go into it blindly. You want to have goals set. And then find out from your HR person or the person that's managing the money how to best help you reach your goal. It's your goal. They can explain to you say I want to have $100,000 at the end of 5 years in my 401k. They will tell you if that's possible or not. What do you need to do? Do you need to take higher risk to acquire that, to get to that point? Whatever the case is, whatever your goals are, you want to talk to someone about them, and then set realistic goals, and then start working towards it. And then understand that you have the opportunity at certain points to take that money out and invest it in certain places. There are penalties associated with that, but again, speak to the fund manager, and they should be able to help you, make a good decision and tell you what those penalties are. And then you assess those penalties and see if it's worth moving your money around and diversifying it. Remember that being diversified, it has its advantages, because if something fails here that you have, say you got 5 streams of income or 5 investments, if one of them failed, then you have the other 4 where you can take whatever you have left here and move it over here. Or if this one starts to lose money very quickly, you want to move your money around, diversify. That's what it means to be diversified. It means instead of having one option, you have 5 or 6. I know that may seem elementary to some of you, but there are people out there who don't know this. At one time, I didn't, so I'm sure there are lots of people out there who don't know it. So again, go talk to your HR person tomorrow. Ask them, can you change your withholdings? Because some of you don't believe that. You can change that at any time, at any point during the year. Move up or down, take out more or less. The key is for you as an individual, though, to start using your plan. Start saving 10% of your money, set up your budget, set your plan up for success, and then start paying off your debts. Once you become debt free, you have a lot less stress on your mind, and it's a whole lot more fun at that point to really move your money around and enjoy how you handle it. You don't want to go off and be a spendthrift, but at the same time, you can't afford to do other things with your family. And 5 years from now, if you're debt free and you want to do whatever you want to do, it's that much more easier to make moves and to make changes and to really take those vacations that you dream of and buy that dream car that you want, or whatever the case is, whatever it is that will satisfy your soul, that will make you smile on the inside, whether it's, doing that or paying for your child's college education or whatever the case is. Please, I want you to achieve those goals. I want you to set those goals, achieve them, and be happy in life. Live a fulfilled and happy life, whatever that may be for you. Okay? Thank you again for tuning in. I hope that this hasn't bored you. I hope that you get some information from this that you can use. Remember, if your company matches, that's free money. take it and once you get vested, find out how long it's going to take you to get vested, and stick it out. That's a great thing to really double your money, or at least get 50% return without you doing anything, by just putting money in your 401k. So if somebody's going to, that's a pretty safe investment. If I say you put in $50, I'm going to put in 25. That's a 50% return, and you don't have to do nothing. That's no risk to you at all, really, in a sense, because they're just giving you that money for free for you actually saving. And then again, finding out what that vested period is. Those time constraints are very important to know, so that you know when that money becomes yours and not just a carrot to keep you putting money in your 401k. All right. Thanks again. I really appreciate you listening. Please share these videos if you find them helpful. And I'll see you tomorrow. Day 87 is tomorrow. Again, thank you for tuning in. This has been a blessing for me to be able to share information with you over these last 87, 89 days. It's taking me that long because for a couple of different reasons, but we have continued to move and continue to progress over these last few days, and I hope that you got